It's the Lunar New Year holiday, and we're talking all about animals. We'll kick off our show with rabbits in the local cafe they call home. Then we visit some of Taiwan's birds to say hello to some feathery friends. We'll see how the next generation of first responders come in all shapes and sizes, and why people in Taiwan are totally in love with fur babies.
Welcome to TaiwanPlus News. I'm your host Jaime Ocon, and in this very special episode of TaiwanPlus News, we're going to be talking all about animals. Now I'm joined today by two very special reporters. The first, Irene.
Hi!
Hey, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Great. And the second, Eric Gao.
Hey man, thanks for getting me out of the office.
No worries, brother. So, what are we going to be looking forward to seeing today?
I want to see the bears. For most black bears, polar bears, I want to see them all.
We got to see them all. Irene?
Monkeys!
Like these guys?
Yes!
Great, well, let's get a move on.
Yeah.
So excited, guys.
Come on guys, let's go.
Oh, look at that. Wait, guys, I'm super excited. But before we start on this great animal adventure, this Lunar New Year is the year of the rabbit. And while Taipei Zoo has animals of all shapes and sizes, they don't have any rabbits. So our reporter John Ventriez has this special report to ring in the year of the bunny.
This is the little prince, and this is Bambi, and they're my baby bunnies. Today we're on a special outing. I've heard that there's a cafe especially for rabbits right here in the heart of Taipei. Now some of you may know the Lunar Year of the Rabbit is right around the corner, so to celebrate together, I thought I'd bring them here. Let's check this place out.
This cafe is one of a handful of rabbit cafes that have opened up around Taiwan in recent years. They're sort of like the cat cafes which have popped up in countries around the world. You can come here to have a meal or a coffee in the company of the shop's 3 resident rabbits, Cui Cui, Pika, and Yuanzhi. Here they are. Say hello. You can bring your own bunny to the cafe too. Sometimes groups of rabbit lovers even book the whole place for a rabbit gathering, with as many as 30 bunnies coming together for a play date. You'll also find bunny-friendly items on the menu, like a fruit and veggie platter. And they've turned the basement into a bunny play space. Bambi and Little Prince are quickly at home here. Look at them go! The person who dreamed up this playground for bunnies is the cafe's owner, JC.
我一直想要开咖啡厅，然后兔子是因为我很喜欢小动物，然后兔子又比较不会吵到邻居，所以就想说养养看，然后养了之后就很爱。
But rabbits can be timid creatures, so how do they deal with all the customers? Is it too much noise and attention?
一开始会有一点，然后我们也有一直宣导，就是请客人小声一点，动作慢一点，所以后来他们适应得蛮好的，现在都不太会怕了。
The cafe holds regular Meet the Bunnies events. They give people rare access to the animal's cage. Customers can pet the bunnies and even feed them veggies, something normally reserved for staff. The cafe wants people to see that the rabbits are not toys. They're members of the family. And they want people to think twice before buying one.
我们主要是宣导领养代替购买，对，然后但是如果有些客人真的看到很喜欢的，他花钱去买回来，我们也觉得 OK， 只要你爱他，可以养他一辈子，我们都很鼓励。
The cafe is gearing up to celebrate the Year of the Rabbit. They're offering special rabbit-themed pastries and fortune cookies for customers. All this to ensure that these cuddly creatures and their human friends enjoy a happy Year of the Rabbit. Klein Wang and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Now that we've started the year of the rabbit on the right foot, we head over to the zoo's tropical bird area, where dozens of different species live. Irene and I are super excited as we try to get close enough to say hello.
Look, these are my favorite birds.
Those are called black-faced spoonbills.
Does this bird only live in Taiwan?
They don't. They migrate all across Asia, and in the winter, they come to Taiwan. Take a look at this report of when they first got to the island.
A flock of black-faced spoonbills making themselves at home. This is the first group of these endangered birds to arrive in Taiwan this year. These spoonbills were spotted in the southern city of Tainan last week. The water birds usually spend their summers in waters near the Korean peninsula. But in the winter, they migrate further south to chase warmer weather, and Taiwan is one of their destinations. Parks in the south like this are prime resting and feeding spots for the birds. The areas on the outskirts of the city also offer great views of the animals to locals.
我很开心，就是动物跟植物跟人是共生共存的，那我觉得是很棒，因为在都市里面你难得可以看到这么多的生态。
But this hasn't always been the case. Over 3 decades ago, the black-faced spoonbills were nearly driven to extinction. But thanks to conservation efforts, their numbers have begun increasing in recent years.
So as you could see now, from 1990 when there were only around 200, now there are over 6,000. Well, actually, you could find black-faced spoonbill wintering in Taiwan in various places. One of the nice things about Taiwan in general is the ease with which you can be able to see wildlife, and particularly birds, without having to go very far distances.
With the black-faced spoonbill's numbers on the rise, both conservationists and locals are now hopeful these birds will become an even more common sight. Ricky and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus. Other birds get jealous of the spoonbills, and some nearby ducks also want to be in the spotlight.
Birdwatching in Taiwan is a great way to see all the wildlife that calls this island home. Now, there have been hundreds of registered bird species in Taiwan, ranging from the ordinary crane to even these species of rare ducks. Our reporter Liz Liao has this story on how a group of birdwatchers in the southeastern county of Taidong got treated to a very special treat.
Ducks, ducks, and more ducks. Mallards aren't a rare sight in East Taiwan this time of year, but birdwatchers are getting worked up over this guy who's recently shown up in Taidong County. That's a falcated duck, a type that doesn't come to Taiwan often. In fact, this is the first time the birds have been spotted here in nearly 10 years. Falcated ducks come from places like northeastern China and Siberia. They tend to spend winters in areas around North Korea and Japan. But falcated ducks have been known to get lost and follow other duck species that do migrate to Taiwan, which is usually how they end up here. However, on this occasion, experts suspect that man-made changes to Taidong's agricultural landscape may have appealed to these mallards. But even though artificial alterations to the landscape have brought in the rarely seen falcated duck, this isn't necessarily a good thing for birds native to the area.
那当我们挖了水质以后，却会造成原本利用沙地的这一些鸟类，譬如说夜莺，譬如说中山紫唇，它的生存上面的这些问题。
Experts say that more consideration should be given to local ecology when developing farms in the area. That way, both people and animals can live in harmony, with neither side crying foul. Patrick Chen and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
As the birds head off and say goodbye, we head over to the next part of the Taipei Zoo. Unfortunately, Taiwan's famous Formosan black bear was sleeping, so we decided to head to the children's zoo instead and play with the meerkats. And for some reason, Eric was surprisingly prepared.
Imagine these meerkats wearing a backpack something like this. Something similar is happening down in Tanzania, where scientists are putting backpacks on very large rats. They're meant to help people trapped in emergencies. Jaime Ocon has more.
At first glance, this might seem like an ordinary, very big rat, but actually, it's a candidate for the next generation of first responders. This is one of a collection of rats which are being trained to carry tiny backpacks into disaster zones. The rodents are part of a project called Rescue Rats, started by a Belgian nonprofit, and the program has been operating in Tanzania since 2021. Their aim is to train rats to quickly navigate through disaster-hit areas, such as an earthquake and in debris, to find survivors.
And because the rats are just as trainable as dogs, they've got a great sense of smell, and their small size and natural agility should hopefully make them really good in this scenario where they could squeeze in small spaces and get closer to any victims.
Scientists have been training the rats to follow a unique procedure for responding to emergencies. Every rat wears a small backpack. These carry technology that enables the rat to communicate with whomever is overseeing the potential rescue mission.
So for now, the backpack only contains technology that helps us to work with the rat to find the people. So the technology will include as a video camera, two-way audio, so that we can actually talk to people through the rat. You might have seen in some of the videos that the rat pulls a handle that's hanging around at its neck. So that'll be integrated into the backpack and can remotely let us know when they've found a potential victim.
Scientists say that the type of rat used in the program is key. They use the African giant pouch rat, which are native to Tanzania. These rats have a stronger physique and longer lifespan than most other species of rodents.
So your average rat that you might see in the UK or something like that typically lives about 2 to 3 years, whereas our rats can live up to 8 to 10 years in captivity, which means that even after the training, which can take 9 months to a year, they still have quite a long working career ahead of them.
There are now plans to expand the program to other countries. If the project is successful, then these rats could go on to save lives. Damon Lin and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus.
Coming up after the break, we leave the zoo and come to a local park in a more sunny part of Taipei to take a look at some of Taiwan's favorite animals.
In the face of adversity, the power of truth.
A roadmap for a just and open world. Charted by the freest country in Asia.
5, 4, 3, 2.
A warm welcome to TaiwanPlus News. I'm Irene. Taiwanese semiconductor giant TSMC.
Public buses to be electric by 2030. A mission that begins with listening.
And telling the stories of Taiwan.
In Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Drawing insight from original thinkers.
And sharing it with the world. TaiwanPlus News, a voice of freedom in Asia.
Thank you for watching Taiwan Plus. For more great stories from here in Taiwan and around the world, please download the Taiwan Plus app. You've done it, right?
Welcome back, and you're watching this special edition of Taiwan Plus News. Now we're going to be talking all about dogs. People in Taiwan love dogs, and it's sometimes like getting a little fur baby. And that sounds pretty cute, but it's actually a growing concern, because that means that the population in Taiwan is shrinking. Take a look at this story from our reporter, Rick Lauer.
People in Taipei take their pets with them everywhere they go. You'll see them in cafes, on the metro, on hiking trails, and of course, in the city's parks. Statistics show it's a trend that's only set to grow. For the first time ever, the number of new cats and dogs being registered in the country is outpacing the number of babies being born. In the first 9 months of the year, more than 175,000 new pets were registered in Taiwan. The total number of babies born this year is expected to be less than 140,000.
狗给我们家庭带来很多欢笑啊，然后也觉得有一个成员，这个家里面的气氛呢，或是这个就比较满足这样的，对，
Taiwan's birth rate is one of the lowest in the world, creating an aging population crisis. By 2025, 1/5 of Taiwanese will be over 65, putting a strain on the workforce, the healthcare system, and even the country's military. Experts say rising costs of living, particularly sky-high house prices, and more women heading to work are behind the decline. Despite government subsidies to marry and have kids, it is four-legged friends that are rising in popularity.
就是大家当然会觉得，就是养小孩当然很好，但是带来的压力跟就是经济反而是更大的，所以大家就会选择就是养毛小孩。
With a human population of 24 million, Taiwan is now home to 2 million registered pets. raising questions about what role these furry friends who don't go to work or pay taxes are going to play in the country's future. Damon Lin and Rick Glowett in New Taipei City for TaiwanPlus.
Dogs are some amazing animals, and they have an incredible sense of smell, and that can come in handy in the case of an emergency. Take a look at this piece from our reporter, Sandy Chi.
This is Jaime. While she may look cute and playful, she's no ordinary fur baby. She's a professionally trained search and rescue dog. See, as I kneel down, this is what a search and rescue dog does to alert its handler that there is someone in need. Good girl. And after I stand up, the dog understands that I'm okay to move around, and this is what they are trained to do at the center. Even though Ame is still in training, she's been out in the field. In September 2022, Ame was part of a rescue mission in eastern Taiwan following a magnitude 6.8 earthquake. Buildings collapsed, and bridges and railways were damaged, killing one person and injuring more than 100.
因为刚好那一周我们刚好就是去花莲度假，然后一到玉里的时候，我就接到我们队上群组的一些灾害的讯息，所以我当下就是开着车带他就到现场去想说看有什么地方可以帮忙。
Ame is brave and has never backed away from any situation. But her handler says she was traumatized by the Taroko train crash in 2021. It was the deadliest train accident in Taiwan's history. 49 people died when an express train derailed at the entrance to a tunnel.
妹妹，主要它不是非典型我们平常在训练的一个瓦砾堆的救灾的状况。对，里面的气味非常非常复杂，它有很浓厚的油气味，就是汽油的或是机油的混合的气味。然后你一进入到隧道，其实光我们人就可以闻到，也有很重的血腥味。所以对他们来说，那个气味是非常非常复杂。其实在那次救灾之后啊，其实他的表现是跟平常就是我在训练他的状况是有很大的落差，就是他变成他不太愿意进入一些密闭的空间。
Ame has been working with her handler Luo Haofang since she was 18 months old.
我们一直还在找寻一个更能够让他理解，就是搜索这件事情，它是对他来说是什么样的认知。我希望能够跟他有更好的配合，对，因为他其实是一只能力很强的小狗，因为它能力很强，所以我可能对它的期待有很大的期待，所以反而我的压力可能在很多测验的时候就会对它造成影响。每次到了考试，大家都会特别关心我，觉得我有点你今天怎么怪怪的？你发生什么事了？这样，对啊。
When it comes to search and rescue, a dog doesn't have to be a big and powerful breed to make a difference. They can be like little Bagel here.
Bagel 呢是我带的第一只小型的搜救犬，对，那我之前都是带大型狗。那它是捷克罗素梗，像我们去年有太鲁格号的出轨事件，那这部分我们队上也有只捷克罗素，它也有去救灾，然后它那时候就可以钻进一些狭小的细缝去做搜索，对。但是在我们拉到在赈灾的现场的话，在房屋倒塌的话，它会有很多很大块的大小不一的水泥块，所以它可能会有很大的落差。有可能小型犬的话，他们就会觉得，他们就会必须要绕比较远的路才能达到他要去的目的，这样子。
Taiwan has only been training rescue dogs since 1999, following the devastating 921 earthquake. At the time, 103 dogs were brought in from overseas to help with rescue efforts. They saved the lives of many people. Today, Taiwan has a total of 75 search and rescue dogs in training. But the country does not have the examiners to certify them. For this, New Taipei City works with the International Rescue Dog Organization in Japan. One of the examiners is Kaori Oshima. She came to Taiwan this year to test some of the dogs.
それは日本も同じ事情ですけれども、非常に自然災害が多くて、でやはり人をいち早く探すっていうところにおいて犬の嗅覚は大変素晴らしく利用できるものなので、この災害救助犬っていうものは台湾においても日本においても、もうこれからもますます必要なものとされていくと確信してます。
Jaime is now at the middle level of training and preparing for a higher exam in March 2023. To pass the exam, she will need to confidently locate 3 people hidden in a mock-up of a disaster site within 30 minutes. It's a major challenge for any dog, but Jaime should be up to it. Just don't expect her to do this.
Jaime, shake hands. Well, clearly she has much more important things to do, such as saving lives. Asnaya Zhou, Ricky, and Sandy Chi in New Taipei City for TaiwanPlus.
As we've seen, dogs are just the absolute best. So I want to give you a look at one of my favorite pieces from this year from our reporter Sandy Chi, a doggy photo shoot.
This is Sid. He's a 1-year-old puppy discovered on a beach in western Taiwan. When he was found, he was skinny, but still very happy to see people. He's here at Something Studio for a glamour shoot, and hopefully that will help him find a new home. Wei Yang is the founder of the studio. He's been taking photos of stray animals and posting them on social media. The goal is for his followers to share the photos and help pups find a home.
像我们本人是摄影师啊，然后都会知道说，真的好的影像可以，就是不管是商品啊或者是什么，都会有加分。我希望可以透过这些照片，让人家感觉到，这些狗它们是有情绪的，对它们是有喜怒哀乐，它们是一个活生生的生命这样子。
Now meet Sweet Potato. These photos melted the hearts of a family in Taoyuan, northern Taiwan.
某一天就看到番薯的照片，然后看到之后就开始不再看其他狗的照片了。也就是那个照片就会觉得它是一个蛮放松，然后可以玩，就是马上玩得起来的狗狗。看那个，因为它三生有好多照片，那其实我们也看一阵子，大家就会看照片，可以感受得到狗的一点点它的个性。
For Sweet Potato, finding a home was not an easy process. She's a little different from other dogs.
他以前大概5个月的时候，一样在桃园的复兴区被发现，然后被发现的时候他已经受伤了，所以是算是被救援的狗。那救援之后，那个时候就把一只脚截肢了。好，截肢完之后，他们觉得它不太适合留在新屋收容所，所以就中途志工接出来养，然后大概养了280多天才遇到我。
Although she's missing a leg, Sweet Potato finally found a family that loves her very much.
一开始本来不是很确定它只有3只脚，然后等到有一天我们已经快安排去跟中途见面的时候，已经才发现它只有3只脚，然后就好像有一点惊讶这样子，然后我们就跟他聊天，他就说他可能会有一点担心，不敢跟同学说，对，但是跟他回来番薯回来相处之后，他就越来越开心。
For Yang, snapping these photos is a passion, but for the animals he's helped, it's a new lease on life.
觉得有这样无私的摄影师存在非常有意义，对。
很多中途妈妈，我觉得他们其实都很低调，那可能他们的狗狗一直在他们那边没有这样曝光，没有人知道。
嗯，
对，有可能说养了1年多什么，但是经过3生这样子照很活泼生动的照片，就是应该可以提高大家去领养狗狗的那种想法。
Yang says people in Taiwan often prefer purebred dogs, like poodles and Shibas. His goal is to break that trend.
我的认知是很多品种犬都是炒作出来的，电视啊、电影啊，或者是一些不管是艺人啊，所以我会希望的就是至少大家可以对待米克斯跟对待品种犬，我们都是一样的一些地位，对，或者是一样的一些看法。
In just 3 years, Yang has matched up at least 100 animals with owners. With the click of a shutter, he's making a lasting impact, not only for dogs, but also cats and other furry friends. And of course, the furless humans who love them. Asnaya Zhou and Sandy Chi for TaiwanPlus.
Well, that pretty much says it for this Lunar New Year edition of TaiwanPlus News. Finally today, we leave you with images of all the beautiful wildlife we got to see at the Taipei Zoo. I'm Jaime Ocon, 新年快乐 and Happy Lunar New Year.